Hi, welcome back to Real Myst Masterpiece Edition. Now we're back at the Stoneship age and we're going to go get the red page. But while we're doing that, we'll discuss the theory on where are the colony and where is everyone. And that's the mountain, by the way, of what it looks like now. Now, there's three theories. One of them is that Atris and Cirrus killed them all, and we'll talk about that in a little while. The other one is that they simply went back to wherever they came from because of the rising sea level. Now, there's some... You wouldn't think that would be the case, because when you would send out... You did originally send out a scout to investigate the light from the lighthouse, but you wouldn't send out a large colony unless if it's better than the place that you came from. But what you have to remember is that these tunnels were once lined with gold, and all these tunnels spread off into other tunnels that have now been blocked off because evidently the gold's been taken from all of them. So it makes sense that there was a large colony for that reason. But we know wherever they came from, it was a lot more prosperous. And that's because of what we find in Cirrus's room. So we'll just about to head there now, and look at this. This is a palace of a bedroom. How would you like this? This is incredible. Now, you must understand that it is possible he transported some of this stuff in with himself, linked it in, but there's other stuff he would have got from the colony itself, a large major amount of this. And we know that some of this stuff was linked in because these coins on this cupboard here are from the planet Denis, or from the place. But if you actually have a look, we'll see. We'll now start to investigate the true personality of Cirrus, and you can see that he's got plenty of riches here. He's been extracting riches out of people, he's been extracting property. Now here's an interesting thing. Take notice of this, because this will play a part in the next world we go to, this symbol. And he's got a lot of beautiful fabrics there. He's got an empty case, so he didn't get everything he possibly wanted. And we have the red page. Now take notice where the red page is. It's actually hidden in the desk. Now if you remember with Akenaz, Akenaz was just showing on his bed. Now we'll explain, because there's a bit of mystery as to how the pages got there in the first place, and I do have an answer for that, and I will explain that at the end of this complete walkthrough. Now what we also understand is that with all this other stuff, like the cabinets, the paintings and everything else, is that wherever these colony came from, it must have been quite a prosperous place, really, and they must have been quite familiar with other planets, as this stuff seems to be from them. One would suppose. And they even were complicated in the way that they had animated tools. So there must have been quite a civilized population elsewhere, as well as just a simple-minded population as to where the three boys came from. Maybe from a shipwreck or something else, and they swam onto the island. But how did Cirrus extract all this wealth out of people? Now the answer might lie in this drawer here. Drugs. It seems that it was a partnership in crime, that while Akenar was poisoning everyone, Cirrus would offer his services healing them, and but very costly of course, and extract the wealth. And hence he got all the gold for that as well. So it was a very ruthless partnership, if you want to put it that way. It is possible that at the end of their crime spree, they killed everyone with another poison. and just simply buried everyone in one of these chambers that have now been sealed off. We're not sure. But there is another theory, and the theory is, are you ready for this? And this really will turn everything you know about Myst right on its head, is that Atris killed them. Now, the theory is basically, as we know, Atris is very careless, and one of the things he did to show that he was actually quite careless to begin with, as he's only just started learning the ability or the art of being able to link elsewhere, is that he went against his father's wishes and created a man-made object into the linking book or descriptive book by writing it in. And there's as we discussed last time, strict laws on what you can and cannot do. And what happened is that the ship split into and welded itself to the mountain. However, if you also do other things like accidentally write contradictions or things that, spelling errors or anything into a descriptive book, it causes chaos on the weather patterns and the universe in general. So it seems that since it was his first book, that there were several contradictions written into. So every time you link, you use that book, you actually create havoc onto this planet. Now there is only one way to solve this problem. Have a guess how. Are you ready for this? The only way would be to burn the descriptive books. That's right, burn them. So it seems even though that the Sons were maybe doing it for a wrong reason, the burning of the books may not have been such a bad thing afterwards. It did not destroy the world, as we know, but it would only have destroyed the link that was being created to connect to the world. Now I'm going to put the red page in the red book here and let you listen to Sirius's comments.
Return. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue. My name is Sirius. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must release me from this book which has come. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother is guilty. And I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
And that was Sirius. So if it was a partnership of crime, they're now turning on each other. Now what we're going to do is do the secret of the tower rotation again, and that way we can go to another age, so another universe and a planet in another universe known as the Sellentic age. So we've now rotated the tower to turn to where we want to go, and we just close off the main door here, which will also reveal the secret passage if you remember. Now there's a bit of a funny story actually, because one of the worlds that will constantly be referred to is Dunny or Dunny, and it's actually spelt D-U-N-N-Y, Dunny. But in the Australian language, Dunny is, as you may know, a toilet. Where the writers, of course, evidently who made this game, were not aware of that. And they did not want their... So that's where we're heading to there. They did not want their main planet or the main place of reference to be known as a toilet. So they changed it in future adaptations of the game, and it's now spelt D-N-I, and most people pronounce it Dunny or Dunny one way. So here's the key on how to open that area up. We need 240 and 221, and it's quite an interesting puzzle actually, as when we get there I'll show you how to solve that. Now, I do understand that there's certain areas that are really dark at the moment, and the problem with YouTube videos is I first record this using Fraps, and then I have to change it again to a different format, so that and I lose a bit of quality, so it becomes a little bit darker from Fraps to the lesser quality, so that I can put it on YouTube. But the difference is between waiting for the video to upload 24 hours to 3 days to just waiting for it to upload half an hour. So I do apologize for the little bit of lesser quality, but it's only because it's a lot more less time consuming on my part. So we come down to the clock tower here, and we want to change the time to 240. So basically it's 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just hit the button, and voila. Now it will lead us to a path, and this looks great in daytime, but I can't affect the... Unfortunately, it will change. Oh wow! Even the night sky looks fantastic. It will change per day, per night cycle, the amount of time you play. Now remember to turn this thing up, because remember we did it to all the other ones, but we couldn't get to that one, and I'll show you why at the end of it. So here's the puzzle. Now if you remember, we need to make it 2, 2, 1. Now the problem is if I turn this once, it's going to rotate 1, and then it'll rotate, but if I keep it down, then it rotates 1, and then it rotates another 1 again. So this is what I'm going to do. To solve this really quickly, I'm going to turn this down and keep it down, and now take my hand off it. Now, I shouldn't have done that actually. So I'm going to do it again. Okay, now we do that again, and that solves the puzzle. And what happens is it shows you that now the stone clogwheel has opened up on the island. Now, if you're looking at a speed run for Myst, they've got it down to, I don't know, I think it was about a minute or something. And the reason why is because when you solve that last puzzle and you click kind of the marker switch up, then what it does is it unlocks a secret area down here where we've already been, and you find a okay. Normally it opens it up. Evidently there's a clogwheel marker switch I haven't opened up somewhere. But it usually opens up and I can't really see which one because it's too dark, where you get a white page, and that sends you straight to the end. So you can actually do a speed run and finish this game within about a minute and a half or something. So join me next time as we go to a world of pirates. Arrgh.